Yo, what's good, squad? It is your boy BoomboppiPapi, and today's gonna be a little bit of a different one. Today, I kind of want to talk about like some tips or encouragements. I don't know. It feels weird, but as of late, I've been getting a few questions. Even recently, at a show a couple weekends ago, someone came up to me and asked me a couple of questions, and was even just asking me for some tips because he just started doing being a card vendor for like the past month or so, and he was just like, hey, do you have any tips, like anything you can share with me, because I've been doing it since about September now, I want to say, maybe. So it's almost been a year, and I don't know, it's been a lots of ups and downs, and it's been crazy. Even as of lately, I just recorded a video kind of just sharing and talking about it, and today we'll get into it a little bit. But the first thing I told him, as far as like being a new vendor and just tips and just what I could share, any type of wisdom, first one was just be consistent, stay consistent. um I don't know. It's fairly simple. You know what I mean? You're buying stuff in for a percentage. At the end of the day, you're buying lower than market, and then you're selling at market. So you're selling it for higher. You're selling it for higher than what you bought it in, and that's the core of it. I mean, yeah, there's like which cards are the best to pick up and learning, but that just comes with staying consistent and keep showing up, and you start learning different things. Start People start sharing with you their favorite Pokemon, or you start looking for different things, or you come across different Pokemon that you think are cool, or just you start recognizing patterns and seeing what sells more consistently, what sells less. You just start learning. So staying consistent is the best thing you can do. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, you're just buying for less and selling it for a little bit higher, or trading it in for a little bit less, and you're just repeating that. And the best way you can compound that and grow, and the best way you can learn and grow, is just by doing it and staying consistent. The more you do it, the better. So if you can do it just once a month, I mean, so be it, but at least you're showing up that once a month. But if you got a little bit more time to get at it, you know what I mean, get at it if you can, you know what I mean. Maybe one thing I personally need to switch up is start just going just to attend. Maybe if I don't have a show lined up, I can still pull up, and maybe we can get some deals going. Maybe I can come across some stuff that I want to pick up for a future event, something, I don't know. Or just make connections, scout a different show out that you've never seen before. But just giving yourself a reason to stay consistent is a really good tip that I would give to any new vendor or someone that's interested in vending. The second one is, don't get caught up in percentages all the time. Again, like I said, it's keep it simple. Sometimes it's just get it for less than, like, as low as you can, essentially, the someone's bottom or floor, or whatever the lowest that they're willing to get rid of, and it's a number that you're willing to pay, and you think there's some meat on it, pull the trigger. And then same thing, if you come across someone else and maybe you're not going to get full market, but you're a couple dollars off, they're $5 or $10 off, but you're still plussing, then like sometimes it's like, what are we even doing here? And if you look at the percentages, sometimes it's like, come on, it's like, oh, I don't want to do it at, or like, are you willing to take 80% or something like that? It's like, dude, just give me a flat number. Just give me a number. I'll let you know if I'm into it or not. I did that recently. There's a Japanese EV EX, the fruit box one. I had it in a PSA 10. I had it stickered at 135. He offered me 115. I was like, all right, well, I graded it myself, so I know how much I'm into it. And I know that I'm not getting the full $20, but maybe if someone came up to me, I would have gone $10 off. And so, or maybe I could have made a couple bucks off, but at the end of the day, like, sometimes it's keeping it simple and just sometimes just making those deals, making the money move. And look, I already grew it. Like, yeah, I could have waited and I probably would have gotten more, but just in that moment I felt like, you know what, I'm down, let's do it. You gave me, like, I told him, just give me a number. And there's some cards that I had that I just didn't want to get rid of for the numbers that he wanted to offer. I was like, nah, I'd rather just hold on to it. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just as simple as that. Sometimes we get caught up in this, oh, 90%, 95, 85, 75. Like, I mean, granted, there is like a big difference in all that, and it does come into play, but sometimes I like to suspend that and kind of just shoot those. And that's also how I also get deals as well. Instead of just shooting straight percentage, like, oh, would you take 85% on this card? Like, I'll just shoot them a number. You're probably more likely to get that deal off rather than asking 85%. Who knows? Maybe that, you know what I mean? Or asking for 90% for the card. Like, maybe that's that $5. And if you offered them 90%, they'd be like, no. But if you just asked for $5 off, maybe that would have been the same, and they probably would have said yes. So that's my second tip, or second bit of wisdom, I don't know, or just my thought, I guess, of towards a new vendor. And then the third one I have is give yourself a spending budget, or just like a spending limit. Like when you're at a show, when you're buying in, like, it's very tempting. I get it. 70%, 75%, you can buy stuff in. That's crazy. Sometimes even less. 80%, still that can be decent. But it's like, I've done it plenty of times. My brother, I've had homies. It's like, oh man, I sold 2,000. Okay, how much did you buy in though? Oh, I spent 3,000, or I spent 19. It's like, oh damn, so you only made $100. And it's like, yeah, but I got this potential profits. Like, at some point, it's like, what are we trying to do? You know what I mean? So, like, I would say allow yourself to buy in, because you still need to get inventory. But, you know what I mean? Figure out what that number is. You know what I mean? Maybe you made a bunch of money. Tuck some of that money off. It's like, okay, we're not going to spend this. We made it, but we're not going to spend it. You know what I mean? Maybe you want to scoop some of that off and put that into actual liquid savings, like actual cash savings that you can have for a rainy day, or it's for another move or something. And like, oh, well, I had it, but then I actually spent it. You know what I mean? Or like, you still got to pay for some of these tables and stuff like that. You got to think about these things. So, and it's not the best feeling to like, yeah, I got a bunch of new cards, but I left with less cash, or I left with like $60. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing here? Now I just put money in, in the gas tank, and maybe that's good enough. Like I said, it depends where you're at, but make those decisions, make those conscious decisions. And I think sometimes just putting those limits is really important, because I've seen it at my level, and I've seen it at a little bit levels higher. And like, even to seeing it to where like, oh yeah, someone made 6,000, or like they made 8,000, but they spent 6,000. It's like, holy schmoly, dude. Like, that's a lot of buying in. And sometimes that's good, but sometimes it's like, that could have been just money just chilling. You know what I mean? Could have tucked off, whatever. So that would be my third thing. I think I'm going to do more of these, because there's definitely a lot more. And I mean, I'm learning more as it goes. I'm definitely learning a lot more. I mean, it's a wild ride, man. Life just throws you curveballs. You think it's one thing, and sometimes you're kind of just putting the gum into the wall that's like about to crack through with all the water. Yeah, man, it can be crazy. So maybe there'll be more of these, but yeah, that'll be 3 tips, or pieces of encouragement or wisdom, whatever. Just keep going, just keep showing up. I think most of us kind of know what to do. We kind of know what are not the best moves. Just try not to do those. Don't fall into the temptation, man. But yeah, All right, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. It's your boy BoomboppiPapi. Peace.